What if I told you the city built on cheap thrills and big dreams just posted its worst tourism numbers since the pandemic? Las Vegas lost over 3 million visitors last year alone. Occupancy is falling. Room rates are dropping. And the casino floors? Tighter rules, higher minimums, and worse value than most players realize. Yet people still fly across the country to gamble on a strip that no longer wants them unless they are paying triple. Smart tourists already figured this out. Today, we are revealing the 10 casino destinations where they are going in 2026. And number 1 might shock you, number 10, Deadwood, South Dakota. Most people hear Deadwood and think old westerns and dusty saloons. But this tiny mountain town in the Black Hills is quietly pulling serious gambling traffic. Deadwood is home to over 20 licensed casinos, packed into a few blocks of historic Main Street. You can play blackjack, craps, roulette, poker, and slots, all without the chaos of a mega resort breathing down your neck. There are no $50 resort fees, no $30 parking charges. You walk in, sit down, and play. And the numbers tell the story. Deadwood casinos posted a combined gaming revenue increase of nearly 3% in 2025 over an already strong prior year. Sports wagering alone jumped almost 19%. That is not a dying market. What makes Deadwood especially appealing for Midwest road trippers is the location. It sits about 60 miles from Mount Rushmore, surrounded by some of the most beautiful landscape in America. Morning hike, afternoon history museum, evening at a $5 blackjack table with a cold beer in hand. Vegas sells you a fantasy and charges you triple for it. Deadwood gives you the real thing. No pretense, no price gouging, just cards on the table. But if a small-town casino scene sounds too quiet, wait until you hear what is happening just 40 miles outside of Denver. Number 9. Black Hawk, Colorado. Tucked into a narrow canyon in the Rocky Mountains, Black Hawk does not look like a gambling powerhouse. But do not let the small town charm fool you. This place generates over 85% of all casino revenue in the entire state of Colorado. 18 casinos packed into one mountain corridor, pulling in over $70 million a month. The real turning point came when Colorado voters removed wagering limits entirely back in 2020. Once the ceiling came off, operators poured hundreds of millions into upgrades. Monarch Casino Resort Spa alone invested over $400 million, doubling its footprint and adding over 500 hotel rooms, a rooftop pool, and a luxury spa. The result? Record-breaking revenue in 2025. Denver weekenders are the engine here. The drive is only about 40 minutes from downtown, which means you can leave work on a Friday and be at a poker table before dinner. No flights, no baggage fees, no $300 strip hotel rooms. The atmosphere could not be more different from Vegas. Mountain air, canyon views, and casinos that actually want you to have a good time instead of extracting every last dollar from your wallet. But while Colorado is booming because of deregulation, another market is thriving for an entirely different reason. Number 8. Tunica, Mississippi. Once upon a time, Tunica was the third largest casino market in the entire country, right behind Las Vegas and Atlantic City. A tiny stretch of cotton fields and river barges in northern Mississippi pulling in billions. Today it has fewer casinos than its peak, but Tunica still holds a loyal base of drive and gamblers from across the South. The reason is simple. Tunica does not try to be something it is not. There are no Cirque du Soleil tickets here, no celebrity chef restaurants charging $40 for pasta. What you get are casino floors built for people who actually came to gamble. Low minimums, generous comps, and rooms that do not cost a week's paycheck. For players driving in from Memphis, less than an hour away, or from Tennessee, Arkansas, and Alabama, Tunica offers what Vegas used to before corporate greed took over. A fair shot and a good time without the financial hangover. Yes, competition from neighboring states has thinned the market, but the remaining properties are doubling down on loyalty programs and the core gambling experience. When you strip away the velvet ropes and the influencer culture, what gamblers really want is a clean room, a fair game, and a reason to come back. Tunica still delivers. And if you want that same no-nonsense energy but with a beach view, you will love the next spot on our list. Number 7, Biloxi, Mississippi. Take everything Tunica offers, add white sand beaches and warm Gulf breezes, and you have got Biloxi. The Mississippi Gulf Coast casino market is $1.5 billion industry, and in 2025, its dozen coastal properties posted their first increase in annual gaming revenue in 3 years. Properties like the Beau Rivage, Hard Rock, and Golden Nugget are not just casinos. They are full-blown resorts with pools, spas, restaurants, and entertainment, all at a fraction of what you would pay on the Strip. A weekend in Biloxi might cost you what a single night costs in a mid-tier Vegas hotel, and developers are betting big. The Mississippi Gaming Commission recently approved site plans for multiple new casino developments along the coast, including a proposed $700 million resort. That kind of investment does not happen in a dying market. For Southern travelers who used to book Strip weekends twice a year, Biloxi is the obvious alternative. Why fly 5 hours and spend $2,000 when you can drive a few hours and still have money left for the buffet? Smart money moves to where the value is. But if you are on the West Coast looking for a gambling trip without the loss, Vegas Strip, you might be surprised where people are heading. Number 6, Reno, Nevada. For years, Reno lived in the shadow of its flashier sibling down south. People called it the Lesser Vegas. But in 2025, Reno quietly posted a 3.4% gain in gaming revenue, pushing close to $1.1 billion for the year. While the Strip was bleeding visitors, Reno was growing. The appeal is straightforward. Northern California gamblers can drive to Reno in a few hours instead of flying to Las Vegas. No airport security, no baggage carousel, no $200 cab ride. You just get in the car and go. Casinos like the Peppermill, Grand Sierra Resort, and Atlantis are investing heavily in renovations and new venues. Grand Sierra is building a 10,000-seat arena that will bring headline acts to downtown Reno for the first time. The city is also leaning into the outdoor lifestyle. Lake Tahoe is right next door. Skiing, hiking, and mountain biking are all within reach. Reno is positioning itself not just as a place to gamble, but as a place to live and play. That broader appeal is pulling a new generation of visitors who want more than slot machines and stale buffets. But while Reno fights for West Coast players, there is a market in the South booming for one very specific reason. Texas has no legal casinos. Number 5, Shreveport, Louisiana. Every Friday afternoon, a river of cars flows east out of Dallas and across the Texas border into Louisiana. Their destination? The casinos of Shreveport and Bossier City. Texas is the largest state in the continental U.S. without legal casino gambling, and Shreveport has been cashing in on that for decades. The market got a major jolt in early 2025 when Live Casino and Hotel Louisiana opened in Bossier City. In its first full month, Live pulled in nearly 150,000 visitors, doubling the foot traffic of established competitors. That single opening pushed regional casino revenue up nearly 15% year over year. For Dallas gamblers, the math is simple. A 3-hour drive beats a 3-hour flight. No airline tickets, no resort fees, no Vegas markup. You cross the border, check into a riverside casino, and you are playing within minutes. The competition between 6 properties means better promotions, lower minimums, and loyalty programs that actually reward you for showing up. Shreveport may never be glamorous. It just needs to be closer and cheaper than Vegas. and right now it is winning that race. But Shreveport is not the only Louisiana market feeding off the Texas gambling drought. Just a few hours south, another city is pulling even bigger numbers. Number 4, Lake Charles, Louisiana. If Shreveport is cashing in on Dallas, Lake Charles is cashing in on Houston. Lake Charles is the single largest casino market in Louisiana, generating over $72 million in a single month in 2025. Nearly 70% of its casino visitors come from out of state, and the overwhelming majority are Texans crossing the border on Interstate 10. 3 major resort casinos anchor the market: Golden Nugget, L'Auberge, and Horseshoe. Each offers a full Vegas-style experience with hotel towers, pools, spas, and packed gaming floors. The difference? You can be there from Houston in about 2 hours. No flights, no airports, just highway and anticipation. On Friday nights, the parking lots look like a Texas car show. Trucks with Lone Star plates lined up as far as you can see. The energy is electric, and operators know exactly who keeps the lights on. That is why they keep reinvesting. Properties rebuilt after devastating hurricanes. New sports books opened. Entertainment venues expanded. And here is the wild card. Texas legislators keep talking about legalizing casinos, but conservative opposition keeps blocking it. As long as Texas stays dry, Lake Charles stays flush. It is the ultimate proximity play. But while the South benefits from Texas money, there is an East Coast destination quietly building a casino empire in the Smoky Mountains. Number 3, Cherokee, North Carolina. Nestled in the Great Smoky Mountains, Cherokee might be the most unexpected casino powerhouse in America. Harrah's Cherokee Casino Resort, owned by the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians and operated by Caesars Entertainment, draws over 4 million visitors a year. That is not a small regional casino. That is a destination. The property features over 3,000 slot machines, more than 100 table games, a World Series of Poker room, a 3,000-seat event center, and over 1,800 hotel rooms. A recent $275 million expansion is making it even bigger. For East Coast gamblers in Atlanta, Charlotte, or anywhere in the Carolinas, Cherokee is a drive, not a flight. That simple fact has turned it into the go-to alternative for millions of players who got tired of the cost and hassle of Vegas. And the setting is unmatched. You are gambling at the entrance to one of the most visited national parks in the country. Morning hike through ancient forest, afternoon at the poker table, evening show at the Grand Theater. Cherokee proves you do not need neon lights and bottle service to build a world-class casino destination. Now, speaking of historic comebacks, number 2 goes to a city that was once left for dead. Number 2, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Right off Atlantic City at your own risk. The original Vegas alternative just posted its best year of in-person casino revenue since 2012. 7 consecutive months of year-over-year growth on the gaming floor. Total statewide gaming revenue hit a record $6.98 billion in 2025. That is not a struggling market. That is a full-blown resurgence. What changed? Over the past 4 years, Atlantic City casinos have invested more than $1.1 billion in property upgrades. Borgata, Hard Rock, and Ocean Casino are leading the charge with renovated rooms, new restaurants, and entertainment that rivals anything on the Strip. Ocean Casino alone saw its revenue jump 15% year over year. And the proximity play is devastating for Vegas. More than 30 million people live within a few hours of the boardwalk. New York City, Philadelphia, and all of New Jersey are in the catchment zone. Why fly 5 hours to lose money in Vegas when you can drive 90 minutes to a beachfront casino? Sports betting has been another game changer. New Jersey was among the first states to legalize it, and the revenue keeps climbing year after year. Atlantic City is no longer just a casino town. It is a full-spectrum entertainment hub with the East Coast's largest built-in audience. But if you think Atlantic City is the biggest threat to Las Vegas, wait until you hear about number 1. Because the fastest-growing casino destination in America is not on the coast, not in Nevada, and most people have never heard of it. Number 1, Durant, Oklahoma. This is the one that changes everything. Choctaw Casino and Resort in Durant, Oklahoma, sits just 14 miles from the Texas border and about 90 miles north of Dallas. It is one of the fastest-growing casino destinations in the entire country. And it was built for one audience, Texans, who are tired of flying to Vegas. Roughly 75% of Choctaw Durant's visitors come from Texas. Some estimates suggest Texan gamblers spend $2.5 to $3 billion annually in Oklahoma casinos. Choctaw is capturing a massive share of that money. A $600 million expansion completed in 2021 added a 21-story sky tower with 1,000 hotel rooms, new restaurants, and over 3,000 additional slot machines. The property now boasts over 7,400 gaming machines, more than 100 table games, 20 restaurants, a 3,000-seat theater, bowling, a movie theater, and a full-service spa. This is not a dusty roadside casino. This is a world-class resort an hour from Dallas, and Choctaw is not standing still. They recently became the first brick-and-mortar casino in America to accept cryptocurrency. They are positioning for a potential Texas sports betting market. They are building brand awareness through partnerships with professional rodeo and celebrity events. The strategy is clear. Own the Texas gambler before Texas ever legalizes its own casinos. For the millions of Texans who used to fly to Vegas, the math has changed. Why spend $1,000 on flights, resort fees, and overpriced drinks when you can drive an hour and play on a gaming floor bigger than most strip casinos? Durant is not trying to be the next Las Vegas. It is trying to be the reason you never go back. Vegas did not lose these players overnight. It priced them out, watered down their drinks, replaced their dealers with machines, and expected them to keep showing up. They did not. They found better options closer to home, with better odds, lower costs, and casinos that still treat gambling like it is supposed to be, fun. What do you think? Is Vegas still worth the trip, or have you already found your alternative? Drop your answer in the comments, hit like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.